Shalom Israel, right? This is I.S.U.P.K. Trinidad Tobago. Again, I.S.U.P.K. started at 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant Gen.YAHANNA, right? He's an officer SWAP Yala, right? In Trinidad, right? Again, just to remind brothers and sisters, to like, share, and subscribe to the classes and then, on every platform, again, of social media. Every platform and social media, again, check us out, on Facebook, YouTube, right? Continue to do the classes as much as possible. Again, we see what is going on right now in the youth, even here in Trinidad, where brothers and sisters will get caught up again, the lifestyle, the ways of our oppressors. This is why it's so important, this time that we should always remind brothers and sisters that these laws, statutes, and commandments, is something that, from that would keep us in these last days. And again, this is why we say that the true need to, Commandant Gen.YAHANNA, Black Watch, again, every Monday night from 9 p.m. Again, you can check out I.M.A.N. doing this thing, doing scripture breakdown on Monday and Tuesday as well. Again, these times you find the web page, I.S.U.P.K, headquarters. Again, continue to, to like, share, and subscribe again to the classes and them. These are reminders of the history. Right? So again, here I'm back. Again, after a glorious Passover, again, once again, hosted by Commandant Gen.YAHANNA, again, we must say Rahmatai Our Shai, we Commandant Gen.YAHANNA, doing this thing, hosted nation, right? Being a part and being partaking in such a glorious event, the spirit of brother, the spirit of sister, is something that, is to be witnessed, because again, to really give a description, in words, actually, witnessing this event again, in the flesh, is even more glorious, and this is why again, it's so important that, brothers and sisters, make it their duty and again, their favor through the Lord, as long as we continue to walk in His ways. The Lord will always give us that favor, but we must be in right standing. When I say in right standing, these instructions that was laid down, we must, as Scripture says, adhere to do them. Because why? It's important. Because why? We be the example, of what a righteous person is supposed to be, which was led by example by our King Yahushua, and knowing that we were to be separated and we were to be a nation, then you will find favor of the Lord. And again, the Lord always had mercy on His children, and this is why we recognize the Most High God is to recognize Him just as a father. Any good father, would look over his children, and you set rules and you set regulations, set everything in order for they to be instructed, for they that they would find themselves not walking or trying to bring our Father repetition into the spirit. And this is why again, when you look at the reputation throughout, records and of the fathers and older prophets and all, they always had that reputation of the Lord. This is why, you would label them and call them, that prophet, this prophet, so and so is taking a back, and or King would be mentioned and say, is it not written in this book? And drawing reference to, as you say, the men are old. And this is why, again, in our record, you say, as you say, these men are alive and well today. These spirits are alive and well today. Because why? What your pastor or what religion, or as you say, your imam, or your, as you say, your East Indian, Lavangita, or wherever you follow, as you say, religion and an old man made, they would not, give clear identification that there's, something that, as you say, the cycle of life, or what we call regeneration or reincarnation. This is the cycle of life. And that cycle always, was interplay since in the beginning of creation. Since in the beginning of creation. Because why? This is how as you say, it showed, as you say, the example of as you say, our trees sprouting and bearing fruit, and these falling. And that period of time, and that tree will, as you say, come to wither and die, and then that fruit that fall sprout back up into a new tree. And just giving as you say, a little synopsis on that. But again, these are reminders on us. Here, right now in Trinidad, this is why again, topic tonight again, brothers and sisters, if you have any questions, again you can ask it. Because again, this is scripture curriculum class. Anything that that is missed, it will be answered. Because again, all questions are answered in the I.S.U.P.K and the command general, biblical as well. So you might get, you might get an answer today, but you will get an answer. Sure, you will get an answer. And this is why again, so again, typing your questions, on Facebook, on YouTube, on the platform that we are on. And again, remember to like, share, and subscribe to classes. Like, share, and subscribe to classes. Right? So as we continue to bring the reminder, right? This is something that, as you say, that we need to pay close attention to. Again, by not understanding and not identifying or knowing the as you say, the people that we are around you, this is why we continue to end up, as you say, in the unaliving, or as you say, or in dispute with our family brothers. And this is why when we speak about again the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, these are brothers. And again, these brothers over a period of time, started to come up against one another. We go through the records and we find many records written about us coming up against one another. Even despite all of it, it always had that person in the midst of all that we see the prophet, the man sent by the Lord to do what? To bring this people of this nation back together. Right? So you have to go to the publisher. So again, we go just go into a little article, and it will just be a little overview on what has been taking place in the country. And this is why again, this is why we say religion. Tell our brother, run from it. Run quick. Because why? You continue to join religion, It's what we're going to have, the condition of our people today. It's what we're going to have, brothers facing off against brothers. I say we be in rivalry against one another. And this is why it's so important that we pay attention and listen to, again, the men that the Lord chose, to bring. But now prophets are was men that the Lord chose. Righteous black men. Not just men, but righteous men, black men, holding the reputation of a father. Because why? The expectation of a father is, as you say, have a standard, and that standard is very high. And for you to bring that standard into, as you say, into dispute, know this, there will always be correction in that. Because why? This standard must stay at that level. Because why? It's the Most High God. And when you look around and you see the creation, how everything as you was formed and created, notice it was that standard. And now that standard being, inflicted upon by, wicked men, as you say, or wicked people. Your religious leaders can identify them. But notice, in our records, it was highlighted. And this is why again, okay, say beware of, as you say, of the leaven of the scribes and Pharisees, which is hypocrisy. Beware of that, because now men with swear, as you say, religious leaders swear, but know this, within their mindset, or with, as you say, within their heart, is again, it's full of our evil, as you say, our wicked intentions. Right? It's wrong. So you can go ahead and start a read.
News. 3 mass shooting helped push murder toll past 200.
Right, so now this that say we just go into some and be looking at, event, as you say, or as you say, not really event, we're looking at the unalive of, as you say, what is taking place here, right here, as you say, what you call sweetie auntie. Go ahead.
Members of the TNT Defense Force keep watch March 16 at half place for the state after 5 men were killed.
Right, so now it's just going back, and this was a time where as you see, 5 men were alive, okay. Go ahead.
There have been 201 murders as of May 10th, 9 fewer when compared to last year 2010.
So now that they're making a comparison, and they say, they compare the time and the date, the day and the month in the past year to the day and the month in the present year. And again, this is why now it should be really have no, like you say, no one alive, or no, as you say, none of this taking place. But now we just read, and this is why we say pay attention, and as you say, tune in to the class, because it's important. As long as that you are native Indian, in knowing your history, in knowing your culture, in knowing your identity, in knowing who you are. Right? Go ahead.
However, May 2022 has 3 more murders compared to the same period in 2023.
Right. Go ahead.
The new year began on a bloody note when a mother and daughter were murdered. The double murder came as the nation still grappled with a shooting at Port's megastore car park of the Church-Roosevelt Highway, which left 2 siblings dead and 1 man paralyzed with 2 others injured.
So now just as you say, family into their physical, as we say, what we oppress for the new year, coming off of some that take place, and this is why we tell brothers and sisters, hey, you can find Christmas in the Bible, and this was happening, as we say, long, way before. Even in the time, as we say, I believe in Genesis, right? Of Sasha, the Nimrod and this was old, way back, since in the time of Genesis. Coming up in the time of Jeremiah, the prophet, reminding, of people that say, learn not the way of the heathen, and don't be this way, right? Because why? These is customs and culture that they would portray, and not being aware is why, as we say, and reading some of these things, because now it's a spark something in brothers and sisters' mind. It's a sense of remembrance. Remember what took place in this time and recall it back to the event, or as you say, or whatever holiday that was celebrated at that time. And we thought as you say, might just touch a little bit on, as you say, on as you say, Mother's Day go up yesterday, and as you say, none of these mothers deserve anything. They do deserve nothing. And we're not just saying this because we want it, because now again, why? Because it's a custom. When you go back and you do the history, because now a lot of our people will say that they know history or they understand history. But the only time you will really truly understand history is when you come into the I.S.U.P.K under command of General YAHANNA. Because now you will see, as we say, what took place to us as a people in as we say, in patronizing or partaking or want to be a part of the history, to what that is the same thing taking place at present right now. And this is why these are reminders unto us. So now, as we really coming out of that, as you say, they being, as you say, committed dispute over, as we say, what we call that celebration of Christmas. Two, a brother and sister lost their life. Another brother injured. And as the article says, and coming off a boom. I think when it is mother and daughter, it say mother and daughter lost their life. Because again, because of why? Because when you look and you say backtracking and what to take in place, right? Go ahead.
Carmelita de Leon and her daughter Carlida Scaba was shot and killed on January 2nd, and 12 hours later, Sesson Bradshaw, a 40-year-old old soldier, was held in a forest area at Blantyre Road in Arima in connection with their murder.
Go ahead.
On January 3rd, 2 men were killed and 3 others injured during a shooting near Puna Market.
So now as you run in the down, that way say brothers and sisters pay attention, because now they know, as you say, they had what we call, as you say, a consensus or something that that they would check in, as you say, in the past year to make comparison with where we are now in the physical year. So they're running it down. Go ahead.
A car pulled up near the priority bus route entrance when a gunman opened fire, hitting the 5 victims. 1 man died on the spot. Another was pronounced dead on arrival at the Eric Williams Medical Science Complex, Mount 2. Dead were Mikel Gusun and Aaron Lendor. The 3 injured were 22-year-old Christine Hussein, Alex Alexander, 33, and Nathaniel Gadada, 22. January 14th, 15-year-old Isabella Tilak Singh of Savory Road and her aunt Hima Budu, 20, of Kelly Village, Karoni, were both shot in Las Lomas when a man shot at a group of people walking along the road.
So now I see we see again. Now we're looking at. Let me look at as you say, at the age bracket. Look at the age bracket. And this is something, as you say, that is happening throughout the youth. Go ahead.
Around 7 p.m., the suspect and another man got into an argument about football that turned physical.
Right. So no, listen this. Listen the argument over sports. Go ahead.
The suspect then went to his home and returned with a gun. He opened fire at passers-by, hitting the two women before fleeing. Tilakson was shot in the head and died at the Eric Williams Medical Science Complex. Voodoo was shot in the pelvic area. On January 16th, a gunman opened fire on a group of men living at Paradise Heights, Mova, killing 3 men: Israel McLaurin, 19, Shaquem Dennis, 26, both from Paradise Heights, and Jamal Williams from Upper Marklands, Belmont, were taken to Mount Hope General Hospital, where they succumbed to their injuries.
So now again, look at the age. Look at that, and again, you can go and you can read about this again in Deuteronomy chapter 28. Read about these iniquities. Go ahead.
The men were sitting on a bench shortly before 8 p.m. when a vehicle pulled up and several men in what appeared to be a police uniform ordered the trio to freeze. The men complied and were shot multiple times.
So now again, these men and the reason why we're doing this, because again, it's to spark something in brothers and sisters' mind. But now again, these are things that your pastor would entertain. He would entertain that. But again, in the records of the Black, Latino, and Native Indian man, which is our records, which is these books, it identifies wicked people. And when wicked people enter into the community of, of righteous black people, and when I say righteous, these were the chosen people of the Lord. Enter into it, and these people, as you say, righteous people take up, because I talk about black, I talk about the 12 tribes. I talk about Jacob 12 sons. I'm talking about a nation of people. So this is just a reminder. So now when wicked people enter, as you say, into this place or into the sanctuary, know this. If they were, as you say, were not removed immediately, this is the end result, because now it's like, as the scripture say, like a plague or two. And this is why now we can go back and we can read the example, even in the time when, the priest, when Moses speaking, this brother would pass through the Eden and he went into the temple, and again, it sparked something in our brother mind. And what he do? He went and he do what? He did something that the Lord was, as you say, the Lord saw favor, was pleased with it, because you know what it said? It said that this brother just saw a plague in Israel. So you taking, as we say, women of these other nations, you bring a plague automatically into the nation. Automatically you bring a plague into the nation. And this is why, again, these is reminders unto us. But again, we must say, Brakataya again to the Musa and Christ, and Kenya was shy. In the demon and the demon, these people, whereby as we say, despite as we say, our condition, as we say, there was always a provision, a way back. A way back. And this is why in that way back now it had the recognizing, identifying, wicked people in the midst. Just as was done again from our forefathers. Go ahead, continue.
On January 20th, a drive-by shooting in Sawa left 3 with gunshot wounds, including a teenager boy who was limping along Shenday Street after midnight. No one was killed. In February 5th, 2 friends were shot and killed hours apart in Sawa at around 1:15 p.m. Michael Williams, 30, of Tribute Village, Sawa, was in an open shed at the corner of Coco Road and South Land when he was shot and killed. Police arrived at the scene, found Williams lying on the floor near a refrigerator. He had been shot several times. A 19-year-old woman standing nearby was also shot in the abdomen.
Right. So again, we definitely read it and this is something that we must, so we read it through. So now again, these is the events that take place and listen again, any brothers and sisters, have any question to ask, we go and ask it because again, this is, again, as we get trying to be able to establish one class. Go ahead.
Hours later, 26-year-old Jamal Roach, who was walking along Lavantel Road in Sawa, was shot and killed after gunmen opened fire on him. He was on his way home after visiting his children.
So now this is our brother going to visit the children. What took place? You are unalive. Go ahead.
An evening out for family turned horrific at KFC in Marbella when 2 customers got into an argument, leaving one man with stab wounds and another dead.
Right.
On February 16, CCTV footage showed Luca Goring and the suspect in an argument which quickly escalated into a scuffle. Armed with a knife, Goring attacked the suspect, stabbing him several times. The man took out a gun from under his jacket and shot Goring, who ran for cover but was shot again in close range before collapsing motionless.
Right.
On February 20, a man was shot and killed near Cluster Lodge, Maravan Primary School, Belmont, leaving students and teachers shaken up.
Right. So we continue to read and because now again, unaliving after unaliving. So now the run down the consensus. Go ahead.
Amwapo 50 was gunned down outside the school compound and his body laid open for children to see. At the time, a teacher told Newsday that the students were taken aback by what happened and some children afraid, and the assailant would enter the compound. Days after the cluster lodge shooting, 11-year-old Ezekiel Faria of the Eastern Boys Government Primary School in Portersville was shot in the head and killed by a stray bullet while standing along Lavantil Road East Drive River near his home.
So 11 years old and in the line of crossfire. Go ahead.
gunmen ambushed a passing vehicle and intended to target 59-year-old contractor Akel Peban and his 15-year-old daughter, who were both in the car. Peban was injured. His daughter escaped unharmed.
Right? So again, you can read on more again. This is why these are reminders unto us. This is why, again, we tell brothers and sisters, hey, the Lord is doing something right now when we do that. All these prophecies and all these, sayings that were highlighted or brought out by the men before us, even the prophets are old, even in the time of our King Yahushai, was reminder unto us as a people and as a nation that our way back is only through these records and being taught by righteous black men who, we see being the example in our records, being the example to other righteous black men, and the raising up sons, and sons raising up their sons, and that spirit and that repetition of the Lord continue to be a whole. Because why? The Most High God always have that remnant or that spirit in men, righteous black men. I'm talking about these 12 tribes or these brothers or Jacob's sons or children of Israel. Always had that, spirit in these brothers, and this is why now we can, go and read and see that David, or say at that time, David was a man after the Lord's heart. Because why? He would, been brought up in right standing and knowing, the ways and the teachings and the customs of, as you say, of his forefathers, and knowing that the Lord has a reputation, and walking through every trial, that in his time could, be, remember, and this is why again, that our King, Yahushai, would be recognized as to sit upon the throne of his father David. It would be recognized because why? Of a high standard, that the Lord always had that reputation. And this is why again, everything that we read about is reminders unto us. And it's reminders even to today. And this is why, if, as we always say, if you're not in the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General Yahanna, you're not in the truth. You might know the truth, know about the truth, but you knowing and not being, as you say, partakers, and as scripture that was again, you can pull that out inside that they be partakers, even as a partakers, even as I am partaker of you brothers, we go on together as well. Because why? This is something that we must be part of, because why? This is who we are, a people and a nation. And this is why again, to identify or the question to you today, Trinidad, is could your pastor identify wicked people? Take notes and probably log along next class, or you can ask a question, go up on the webpage, I.S.U.K Trinidad Tobago, Facebook, YouTube, every platform again that will be on. Go and ask a question, and all the questions will be answered. Right? So let me jump into the book of Habakkuk. Right? So this was again one of the prophets again in the time, as we say, what will be known as the Old Testament. And this brother again in the description of, as we say, in his in his records, or as we say, what does record or label underneath his name, bringing out as a prophet of the Lord, again, that the Lord, right, promised that in the time to come, when he'll be knowing the earth, and this was, his, teachings in his time, or his, as you say, in his period of time, or his walk, that, hey, the Lord is going to visit the earth. The Lord is going to visit the earth. And this is a reminder unto us, even to the day. Right? Go ahead. Yes, I'm verse 1.
Habakkuk, chapter 1 and verse 1. The burden which Habakkuk, the prophet, did see.
Right? So now why is it labeling the burden? Because why? Our people, was as we say, with the burden, as we say, of what we would recognize or identify and call, oppression at that time. Because now, not being, in our own land, and even being in our own land, we were oppressed and taken over and run by these other nations. And this is why it's a burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see, because now we see, as you say, the condition that our people is being faced daily. And the same thing that we see today in the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA. Daily we see that we say, again, Tawala again to the General Tom, for leading brothers, as you say, that food drive, which was done in McDougall, North Carolina, and see, brothers and sisters, and see the children, being, in, as you say, in that time, as you say, or that space where, righteous black men would stand, that they would feel that sense of comfort. Feel that sense of comfort, knowing that what, and just as you say, when the righteous in authority, the whole earth will rejoice. And this is why we say, hey, your religious leader, and say, the imam, your Christian pastor, name them, religion, they would be partakers of, being these wicked people, because this is why they can never identify. Because why? From the time you join and they say this person, they will like to say God of everybody. From the time they do that, automatically you're going into service to one time. If you were to be the people or the chosen people that we say, as our records speak up, and we know that, as you say, the only way we know that you are is by hearing this from the mouths and the priests and prophets of the Lord. This is the only way you know that. This is the only way you find out that and know that, hey, you are the chosen people of the Lord. Outside of that, where religion is as you say, man-made, they would never, teach this. Because why? These, as you say, these records is right. Their record is of man. And what man is of, as you say, our oppressor. Or what we call I.S.U.K. Or what people would say or use the term white, which we know, as you say, they just take up that name. Because they are not literally white. It identifies them as you say, red and hairy. And again, you can go on, you can find that in the book of Genesis. When it says the first came out what? Red and hairy. That will say. So it should give you a description of who this, as you say, this person is. Or who would lead the charge in wickedness in the earth. Right? Go ahead.
O Lord, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear, even cry out unto thee of the violence, and thou wilt not save.
Right? So now he say, no, Lord. And what he's saying is the same thing that you would see taking place in the I.S.U.P.K under Commandant General YAHANNA. It's the same thing that you'll see, being echoed. And why? Because it's a long time that we have been crying, and that cry have not stopped. That cry have not stopped. Go ahead.
Verse 3, why thou show me iniquity, and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that raise up strife and contention.
So now we see, as you say, a scenario taking place right before your eyes. And this is why you say, we say, they see. We see it taking place today, Officer Shaq. We see it taking place today.
A lot of things, murders, oppression, lies.
Name it. You just name it. And Officer Shah just touch on a few. And we now read an article. And what we was reading about?
All the murder black people.
So what happened to us? And every did see?
Okay.
Because this is thing that we see. Did see, so now what? Because why? This is something that the prophets of old recognize. And this is why, again, why we could bring it up, because now we could go in our records and we could see the same exact thing being brought out by the men before us. Because why? As I say, these were burdens. Because now, what is a burden? Look up the description of a burden, that question, we'll come back to that. Look up the meaning of burden. Look up the meaning of burden.
Burden, a load, typically a heavy one.
Right? So now, is a load, right? Typically, a heavy one. That one, that?
Yeah. But I just mean, but that's like, that's an example.
All right.
Or the people like different similar like load,
Right.
cargo, price, is substance, or let us really like the thing to
All right.
like
Right.
that people.
So now it's something that is, as you say, heavy. But as you say, this aspect, when it's like black people talking, we boy, I see a burden, but really heavy. See what we can see this, as you say, the spirit, as you say, a people's spirit being broken daily. So it become a what? A burden. And this is why Christ say ye that are heavy laden. Let me find out that question. I want to mess it up. Let me find it. And we come back now. The first, that's all. Okay. Matthew 11.
Matthew 11.
So start from 11 and 27. 11 and 27.
Matthew chapter 11 and verse 27.
Right. So now we to understand again, and this is why again, when we read through our record, it's a reminder to us. And these reminders, as you say, would be reminded to us daily. Go ahead.
All things are delivered unto me of my Father,
Right.
and no man knoweth the Son but the Father.
Right.
Neither knoweth any man the Father, save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him.
Right. So now this is Christ, breaking it down, as you say, in layman, and for you to really understand or to know the Father, I must explain it to you. And this is why, when you see, as you say, this truth will be entrusted unto men, unto righteous men. This is why now we can teach this today. Because now, understanding or knowing that the Lord is our Father, you must understand this through it been passed down. And this is why we say all records is like one flow. One flow. Go ahead.
Verse 28. Come unto me, all you that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
Right? So where's your burden? A heavy load. And this is our King in the way. Come. And I will give you rest. Go ahead.
Verse 29. Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me.
And do what?
And learn of me.
And do what?
And learn of me.
This is why these men that you would see in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General Yahanna is learned men. Men that were taught and to identify and to understand and to know of who is as we say, is identified as wicked people. Your pastor, your imam, religion and a whole could not identify that. Because what they will do now, they will partake again with the customs, the culture, and join, as you say, hand in hand. For example, as you say, Martin Luther, King Jr., all the men and them, as you say, that partake into religion, as you say, the swallow priest, I'm a priest, the swallow pastor, swallow, that name, swallow, swallow, you want to swallow. And now we see things revealing, as we say, as we say, purple, these purple, as we say, LGBTQ. See again, because why? They were the ones again who would join these people who are supposed to be separated unto, as we say, unto wicked people, because they themselves being what? Being wicked. And this is why now again, if you're not learned, this is read over now one more time, but Michelle. Start from the beginning. 29.
29.
Matthew 11. Yeah.
Come unto me.
Yeah, start from 29.
29.
Yeah.
Matthew chapter 11, verse 29. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me.
And right, so he said, take his yoke upon you. So now, hey, understand me. Understand, where you take to do what? to serve the Lord. And that's why I think Ecclesiastes says, when one comes to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for what? For temptation. Say, for gold is tried in fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So now already preparing your mind. And this is why you say, and learn of me. Go ahead.
For I am meek and lowly in heart.
Because why? Why you meek and lowly in heart? Because now we understand something. Go ahead.
And you shall find rest unto your soul.
And this is why now we can say today, the I.S.U.P.K, Commander General, we are free men. We are free men. Why? Because now we understand something. Because I say in this captivity, as we say, the worst captivity, because now not knowing your identity and to come and know your identity now, that's something to be free. Free your spirit. To know that you belong to our people, our nation. Just like how they say the Chinese feel free, the East Indians feel free, the Africans feel free, the white man feel free, just like how all of them feel free. Now, Black Latinos and Native Indians have the opportunity to do what? To feel free as well. Knowing that they belong to a nation of people, knowing that, hey, this family was a family that was divided through rebelliousness. But it always had a way and go back. And this is why, you know, in Trinidad, as you say in Tobago, this is what continue to cause the division. Because why? Your pastor continue to entertain wicked men or wicked people. And what will happen? Now it will start to filter down that disease, germ. Now what will happen? When a germ or disease pass, what will happen to everybody? Like when they say a virus pass, what will happen to everybody?
Who will die, some badly wounded.
We dead, badly wounded. We get sick. The possibility lie, as we say out of 100, the chances are high. It's high. And this is why you say, in the midst of that, let the Lord be with you. Because why? The Lord always has favor. Because why? He knows you. And he understands that, hey, there will be times that there will be tried. Because why? What is being produced, as we say, is to push out something that was wicked. And this is why, you know, it could be identified. Right? You finish on that?
Done.
Right? Read the last one.
For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light.
And why? This burden, he could lighten it. Could lighten it. And this is why you see, as we say, men functioning like this in the I.S.U.K under Commander General. Because now we understand something, and you know, hey, just like the men before us, you know, were inquiring and you know, think, I would say, to understand, you know, the ways of the Lord, and it was revealed unto them. This is why Commander General GEN.YAHANNA today, as it will always be brought out, is honest man, black man, with the rank and the authority in the earth to bring blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians together. Go ahead, Sasha.
Like I said, when you just have the for my yoke is easy and my burden is light, right? So just like you understand, like in knowledge, for example, when you even watch like what happened with mothers, they are not right.
Right.
Some men go try to police the work, but when they one watch the news, like right, he got the follow, right?
Right.
Which now when you really watch it now, is everybody coming together to celebrate the motorcycle days, right? So come like now your pocket not gonna be deep in celebrating the motorcycle days. Compare now when they go and watch now, the most like they don't celebrate these or they don't celebrate mine. So when they go and watch now, what happens when I say, this brother now, if who advice is, yeah, they go and maybe look too good. You go with mother-in-law, you want to go and get for the mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Why? Then he what happened? Then if you go to some of them friends that only you have to go and take a good for friends. He fucking that they go he fucking that not too. Yeah, so when my doing the one take part, but that's the free he doing things to please them.
Yeah, so now when that happens, now we drive it in the mind now. Now it's to create something. Because now it's like we are all again this, again that. If you, as you say, if you quote unquote, some people say that the well off black people, some of them will say that the have or the haven't, that they can be able to handle that scene or whatever. So now if you will, as you say, if you quote unquote fall in that percentage now what happens? Where next move is to come up against, because now who is the people that is be selling all, as you say, the flowers and all them things on the side that they do. 90% is black people. I'm not saying black people, the 12 tribes, Hispanic and them is selling there as well. Our brothers and sisters. And with the heathenness do is just that. They're going to do the evil self and you watch from behind. Because now, who gave them that they will be pushing or filtering or creating or that promoting that agenda? And this is why I would say, them are holidays, we are high holidays. So there are a big difference. A big difference. Because now we are days that is required of us to recognize because of what? Of what we came through. Their holidays, or as you say, is what they would use to promote business. And this is why you find like on that day, when they're supposed to be recognizing something, a business is a time to make money. That way they just promote that. But when we just recognize, hey, just as we say, we don't come out from again, Lord's 55th annual Passover. And what was the recognition in that? Is celebrating, as we say, the unaliving, as we say, of this African people. For what they did to us. As we say, we say, what earlier, what we did, they make, they increase, the labor more. So now you have to say, you have to get your own straw to make it. So before they used to bring it, now you have to go out and get it. And the what you job done there. So if you go out and do what happens there. Let me jump back to have a conversation. Maybe that okay. So now we see in Habakkuk, I say 1 and 2, where it say, how long shall he cry, even unto the violence, and thou wilt not save? Why dost thou show me iniquity and cause me to be full grievance? For the spoiling and violence are before me, right? And these that raise up strife and contention. Go ahead from me, Brother Bishop.
Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 4. Therefore, the Lord is slack, and the judgment do never go forth. For the wicked doeth compass about the righteous. Therefore, wrong judgment proceedeth.
So now I would say religion or Christianity will read this and say, but look at saying the law slack. Who say the law slack? Let me jump into Jeremiah 12. Come back to Habakkuk, just jump to Jeremiah 12. 12. 12 and 1.
Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 1. Righteous art thou, O Lord, when I plead with thee. Yet let me talk with thee of thy judgment.
Right? So now what Jeremiah is saying, and this was again a prophet, he said, righteous art thou. So now we read it in the law. Is the law slack? No. Right. Right? And this is why again to understand, read this book as a black man. So it's like he's saying, it's like, he's saying, hey, therefore the law is slack. So what you're trying to tell me? Like the law slack? No, the law is slack. It's right. Go ahead and Jeremiah about this.
Wherefore doeth the way of the wicked prosper? Wherefore are all they happy that deal very treacherously?
So now these is question. Goes to where?
Verse 2. Thou hast planted them.
Right.
Yea, they have taken root.
Go ahead.
They grow. Yea, they bring forth fruit. Thou art near in thy mouth.
In their mouth.
In their mouth, and far from their reign.
And far from their reign. Because why? What they go do? They will speak it just as they say, like if we start at the Lord. But that's why I say near in the mouth and far from the what? From the reins. Right? Go back to Habakkuk, back to Shalom. That's all. Before I go to Matthew 15, right? Everyone get a little more understanding. Matthew 15. And start at verse 8. Right? And this coming out that day from our from our King, I/O Jesus Christ. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 15 and verse 8. This people draweth near unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips.
Right.
But their heart is far from me.
Right. So now this is our King, I teach it. And saying what these people do, they honor with the what? With the lips, and we're far from him.
Their heart is far from me.
Right, go ahead.
Verse 9. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
And this is why when you read Habakkuk and see we see it, the same thing taking place today, because now again, a lot of our brothers and sisters, as you say, our people will be doing teaching religion and following the customs and the ways of these other nations. And this is why again, these what they teach is the commandment. This is man doctrine. This is not. So now they try to draw reference, but hey, this is why we say these are learned. No, yeah. All right, break down this one. Break down that for me. And some of them will come with, as I say, so prideful. It's like, hey, you know all them are quote unquote educated with I.S.U.P.K education. This called. Like if they're so bright and they're so scholarful, and like they know everything now. And then boom, when they them one little thing now, but the side back better. But then you say you have this degree and that degree, and this is why brothers with degree have brothers and sisters with degree, teachers, doctors, that inside it. And when I say they been brought to understand this truth, now they have to say they rejuvenate them or remove them. So no, hey, without these instructions and out knowing your identity and out you being free, now we will happen. Now you'll be identified, come as a wicked person unto you. So now what happens now? Now they can do what they recognize or identify wicked people in the midst. And this is why now again, only in I.S.U.P.K under Command GEN.YAHANNA is where you can really identify that. You might have awareness, sense in another person. But to really get full understanding, you must come in here. You must. Right? And this is why again it's like this, just as the scripture says. Now we read, now I see where it was recorded. That gate to go through, that straight and narrow. He said there be few that find it. But the broad and wide, he said many that find it that need it what? Instruction. Right? Go ahead, continue. That's all right. Right? So we will drop that book. Let me go back to Habakkuk. So again, this brother, one of the prophets at that time, Habakkuk. Again, is like giving a brief description of again how wicked people had become, right? And the Lord promised that time would come, right? When it will be known, right? In the earth. And this is what we see in today. Daily. Lord making known day by day by day. And not only again, only the men in the I.S.U.P.K are not command to recognize that. Just like we see what taking place over in the Middle East in the new land. Just as we see that spirit being stirred up by our presence. Just as we see, as we say, all the unaliving that taking place daily. And this is why these are reminders unto us. Go ahead, Dr. Michelle.
Verse 5. Behold, you among the heathens and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days, which you will not believe, though it be told you.
So you see what he said there? You understand what he said there? Read it over one more time, Dr.
Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 5. Behold, you among the heathen.
Read down, say there.
Behold, you among the heathen.
Who among the heathen?
Black men, this nation of Israel.
Yeah, among the heathen. So we talking to? Talking to black people. You see, behold, you among the heathen. Go ahead.
And regard and wonder marvelously.
Right, so you regard and you wonder marvelously. Go ahead.
For I will work a work in your days.
So this work you will do is what? In what?
In your days.
In them days.
In your days.
What the Lord doing right now? Is it who days? Your days. So what taking place is we see it right now. This is why he say, as he said, the burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see. Did see. This is why Commander GEN.YAHANNA continue to bring going and continue to bring the reminder to the nation. This is why again we say, hey, tune in every Monday night to Commander GEN.YAHANNA Black. Black Watch Hour, Commander GEN.YAHANNA radio station on YouTube. And join with the generals, the heavy hitters, General Hyman, General Akala, General Hazayan. Join them as they bring out the news that taking place today in the earth. Go ahead.
For I will work a work in your days, which you will not believe, though it be told to you.
So what happened at that time? They ain't gonna believe it. Even though what? It be told to you. We saying this, this not happening today. Sasha?
Yeah, can let's have what they say when we tell with brothers at them that day, you know, it should be loving your brothers, all in Hispanic regions, and now when they reach when they reach the other nations, it's like, nah, I have to love everybody. And when they do it, you know, yeah, you pour all your love to them, and when they do it, you know, you're always saying about that. When they come back and backstab you.
Don't you want to come and drop it not today when you do that man was so. But again, that's why you say you go do what? He say, in your days which you will not believe, though it be told to you. Go ahead.
So like I said, even this year, they are not doing the showing went to doctors, like two doctors, and they were a sister, and after that she seen a doctor. So the third doctor gave her the tell she go sit down here. So they know really like, you know, what it was like, you know, she's a period or the test, like how they say it now is like I got a period, enough for you. Or like your kind is not here. So when she now take the next thing. So now they get that kind of and she now cuss them up. So that she cussed them and you know something like this. So this woman go and do she was medical, spend so much a year in medical school. The class suspend she for 2 months or let's say a month you say she use up she knowledge. The take away she license. Right? How come now this Israeli doctor now he come and tell them now in the institution do hire no people nurses and thing, right? So now again and like I said that they can't even trust these students because this is see people you talking to and they point up around you. So like I said that can't even people them so they point up now and say do hire these people nurses. He spend up to now, no licensing take place now. So he got some. See, this man now take away the reproach. He going to find Dr. Gabriel. Now, for him to get back Dr. Gabriel, she come and work with him under some years now, and he now able now to get back cheap on the license. And now he's showing that he's a good person.
I say that I like slavery. So now like, hey, you want to get back in thing, you have to say in the weak institution and we were a curriculum ever. This is where you are to come through. This is where you are to do. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 6. For lo, I rise up the Chaldeans that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land, possess the dwelling places that are not theirs.
So now as we say, you're using the example. And just like we are bringing up now, who the Lord using?
Your nation.
Yes. So now it's showing now. So now everything you're speaking about is on point. Go ahead.
Verse 7. They are terrible and dreadful, their judgments and their iniquity.
And their
dignity shall proceed of themselves. Of themselves.
We now say about this Eden. About this is about you. This is why again that we say we can do these records and we can identify. And we can see just as they say we identifying it, the preacher man will identify that. We go say after this sister, she should have be what? She should have be a little more, which you watch him out. Thing where always trying to, labor we are, as this, as you say, suffer. But again, we understand where it is that you say, the only people we supposed to be, that you say, up the most high. Owning up to this record, because now it's like, hey, the Lord knows we owe the Lord everything. Time, everything. And this is why again, you need to really understand the see spirit again, of a nation is the perfect example of the Passover. When you see brothers and sisters, come from different parts, as you say, and you will always see, who come from the UK, who come from Mexico, who come from from Haiti, from the Islamic Republic, through the Caribbean. Show you that to really understand and why. And again, a glorious thing to see, as you say, children playing and as you say, in the midst, and no harm will be taken. So anybody in here? So this little Slovakia and being announced. But in the midst, as you say, these other nations, children, it's like how you say a lot of missing girls, young ladies. You're sure you're going to change trend, you might come back with them. I keep all of them underneath you. This is why again we say to really understand and to know, to see what the work that the Lord is doing. There must be the I.S.U.P.K on the command of general. These events that that is being demonstrated right now, as we see, as Scripture say, as we rehearse the righteous acts. These is acts that is being performed daily, miracle being done daily. Witnessing and it sees, as you say, a brother come off a drug, brother stood again, that glorious state. Prison program is again 100%. 100%. And this is why now again we can do what? We can recognize and identify wicked people. Okay, the pastor do that. As you say, Trinidad Tobago. And that more in the same article where we see brothers being unalive, sisters being unalive, and they have to say in the sister island Tobago. And we just touching it because now it's like, hey, don't feel that this is happening throughout where the 12 tribes reside. And this is why now the Lord that you say he do what? That's why you say he scattered us to the four corners of the earth. Command the general and our schools in four corners of the earth. Teaching this, bringing reminders to brothers and sisters daily. But as glory, in order for you to understand or to know this, it must come out from one of the anointed men, priests and prophets in this school. You was here in this school. I didn't say part, I didn't say who was, I didn't say who know, but who in this school, who active right now in this duty, in this school. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 7. They are terrible and dreadful, their judgments and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. Verse 8. Their horses are also swifter than the leopards, and are more fierce than the evening wolf. And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from far. They shall fly as the eagle that tasted to eat.
Right. So now again, given identification, how these nations, or how these, let say, these people in the United States, your pastor can identify that. They only on one thing. They only have about eating, they don't care about you. This is why now they come up with whatever, you see, whatever program, to facilitate. Go ahead.
Like I said, that's how everything you have to do something, right? The horsemen shall spread themselves, right? And the horsemen shall come from far. They shall fly as the eagle that tasted to eat, right? When you watch like the history at the West Indies and American thing, right? You all know that the brothers and them, the Indians and them who came here to something, right? For the Hispanics and them, right? Then now we came more. When you watch back all the other nations and them, right? Them could have go anywhere, but when you want to watch now, the Syrians and them came here. Whereby impression is there's no black seers, and now they realize they can survive.
Yeah.
They can survive without America, as the same one was being 75% tax in the country. They gave us the West Indies, now that's right, they realize it now. You know, I can take my family and now start a new life and survive here. But pressure for the black man again on that these Syrians and them. They go and watch the history of East Indians and all too again. They could have go somewhere again to now. They hear black people again in the West Indies, hey, but that's not much promise them better jobs, wages, better culture, and they come straight to the West Indies again. Chinese and them now, same thing again now, go everywhere. They could have go in the Middle East, they ain't going to decide to come in the West Indies again now. They have 3 of them nations again. And we'll talk about America. All them nations just lost every brother than them in America.
Imagine this. Imagine you have a law, and I am using this, and in your law you have a dietary law, and on top of the dietary law, you can welcome. Because I remember now we are idle days. We have days we come together, and everything that we cook with flavor. But you know what you say, the way like the food, the closest thing that black man have is the pot. Food now. So now, when you come now and you set up any shop, all you just have to do is take flavor and put it inside. Take flavor, take these people, and put them as cook inside of it. What happened? You get through. Because now when we do it now, you feel they call it all kind of thing. But we put flavor to it. And this is why now we say, this is why we always continue to say that everybody that evidence in the record say this, the bill of our week. The bill of our week. And this is why now Deuteronomy chapter 20, we say, if you adhere to these laws, statutes, and commandments, say, all these blessings shall come upon thee, and thou shalt prosper on the 14 shores. Then as the people who are in exile from 15, is that they have a week now. Like they say, what they done? It's only curse. Only curse. This will happen to you. It doubled, it tripled. It went way beyond. It even made mention, I say that all these that is not written inside the year shall come upon thee and overtake thee. All the curses that are not written. So we're telling you. It letting you know that anytime you move away from these instructions, this is what happens. And they know that, and this is why when we read in the prayers that we read Psalm 23, this was, as you say, their intentions all along. And who are you? David recognized it. And this is why, or king with that same spirit that you say come through that same line and that lineage and do what you say from the tribe of Judah. Could do what? Could, as you say, when Judah, all the rest of brothers just had a, connect one time. Because now we have to recognize what you guys through it. Yeah, boy. You have flavor. This is how we store. This is how we function. This is how we move. Yeah, boy. When you listen to conversation, even sisters and all, they're like, hey, yeah, but you really see this is who he is. Come from that family. Because why? What we reading out our history. As black people, that was taught to us. Any curriculum within this space of 400 plus years. Now the Lord do what? You raise back up. That say you remove that seed. And what going on? You raise back up that spirit. Just when that you say the wicked thought that hey, they are no God, we'll be reading. Identifying and telling you. Black Latinos and Native Indians today. And these are by names that say come from the slave master. That we have identity. We have identity. Right? Where do we at?
Verse 9. Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 9. They shall come all for violence, their faces shall suck up.
Yeah, you read that first part again.
They shall come all for violence.
What are they coming for?
All for violence.
So what this is again reading the article, and now we see certain things that these people that why I think they're bringing drugs and guns in the community. The all for what?
Violence.
All for violence. Go ahead.
Their faces shall suck up as the east winds, and they shall gather the captivity as the sun.
So you see? Go ahead.
Verse 10. And they shall scoff as the king, and the prince shall be a scorn unto them. They shall deride every stronghold, for they shall keep dust and take it.
So everything they will bring. Everything they will bring.
I guess
Go ahead.
I come that's like the Black Wall Street. Destroy Black Wall Street.
Go ahead.
Now you have all the black people now. They whenever they have the institution for like that hospital, they are the one teaching, they are the one colleges now. So now we have to go to the violence, to push violence now we have to become low to the dust.
Go ahead. Tell it straight. Straight. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Then shall his mind change, and he shall pass over and offend, imputing this his power unto his God.
So now he imputing his power to his God. Like Jesus. It's like it. I mean, you exactly right. The other guy is standing up just now. So now this is who we start to take up and put as our God. That he God, that religion, as they say, that he religion. But this will reading out about the black history, black Latin history, not African history, black people history. This is what we're reading about. And where it is, just as I say, this is a burden that was witnessed by this prophet, Habakkuk. And he did see. Commander General Anna did see. General Hyman did see. General Aka did see. General Zion did see. All the generals, the men before us, the captains, General Katongaba, General Sharma, General Kabal did see. captains, the men above us did see, because why? Passed down that structure. Did see. The men before, again, did see. And know that they what? Just as I say, burdens. These men again were prophets and are prophets. And this is why again, Commanding General Yohanna is the only man with the rank and the authority to do what? To bring this reminder to blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans in the earth at present. Right.
Verse 12. Art thou not from everlasting? O Lord, my power, my Holy One, we shall not die. O Lord, thou hast ordained them for judgment, and almighty power, thou hast established them for correction.
Now they already have a place. So now, as we say, we can identify wicked people. Your pastor can't do that. He joined with wicked people. And this is why, again, when we was reading the list before, these are people who went, as you say, who went to church. And these are people who, as you say, who go to the Sunday service, who might be in a mosque, who might be in some, religious organization. As you say, that nasty, dirty thing that is happening here, that's that dead here. We call it that old, dirty, Elam, East Indian custom, naras. Nasty for days. And we want to go by we want to go by the saloon and wash it. You get chance to dry. As I take the thing and wrap it back up. And we throwing oil in it. Go ahead.
And so like I said, and I guess to show you how nasty dreadlock is, right?
Yeah.
If somebody had a normal hair, that black man had a normal hair, right? And he might be washing hair for say 3 months.
Yeah.
You're still gonna see hair black.
Yeah.
Right? But when I go and watch dreadlocks and thing now, and you're gonna see always somebody dreadlocks always die in the hair. So when you want to watch the natural thing here, the hair to this from just like Ali. Did they get that thousand run range and they would even dye to stop through the color?
And again, this must be brought up, it must be said, because now that remind that us. So it's like, hey, that why it's the change come. Let these records change. Go inside and you can prove it. You can prove it. As I say with your misinterpretation, you ought to read it now. Samson had 7 locks. Now they come with the thing of them are dreadlocks. You know, say Samson had 7 locks. Where's our locks? Oh, some that you don't lock. Dreadlock is what? That you can't lock that. You can't lock that, and this is why I agree. Your pastor can identify wicked people. I say, go ahead, Sasha.
You go with that, that's what you go with Delilah. There's something different what Delilah do compare what is happening on a daily basis when I watch like our and what I call from people can think and she had one flat chair that she's son here. She daughter here, she was losing here.
Yeah.
Sometimes they sleeping down losing here.
Yeah.
And then plant it back again in fresh for the next day.
Yeah.
And the cat listen now, dreadlocks.
No. Our daughter, as a cook, she loses out. Give it every minute, but every minute. That's how I just say it was a nasty thing. You lose know that they are cut all that. And this is why I mean, in order to understand and to know, what it means, to be renewed or to say your spirit get refined, the coming in, come into the I.S.U.P.K under commanding general. All them schools, all the schools who commanding general Hannah, I say give authorization and open throughout the four corners and you under the Most High or King Yahushua, because we follow Christ. Commanding general Hannah or King Yahushua or Jesus Christ, which you would and this is why we follow commanding general. Because now we go and read many times in the scriptures that the man or the man, the person or the man or the brother that the Lord chose, you'd always see everybody come under that say the nation come under that person who the Lord chose until that period of time. And then when the Lord raise back up our next brother. And this is why I mean these reminders of us today. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Israel, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Gad, I.S.U.K, Zebulon, Naphtali, Asher, Ephraim, Manasseh. All these brothers and them, time for me to come back. Time for me to come back to our heritage of our culture. Because now I say these are reminders unto us. And this is why again, just as I.S.U.P.K mentioned, I say you are ignorant that these nations them are prepared for judgment. Though I say that with all the wickedness they do, have a judgment prepared for them. But in the midst of all of that, now we are to remind brothers and sisters. And this is why we say, your religious, your preacher man, your pastor, you identify with the people. Come here. From the time you know who is the devil? Who is the devil? That the first thing you get to know. And that will never just be deceiver. So the white man or oppressor is what? Is the devil that the Bible speaks about. This will free you. When you start to say that, it will free you. A lot of people don't want that because now I just say, I just freedom, I just to be free. This man is a deceiver. We want to say what I is. He and all would admit it. He and all would admit it. Now, go ahead, that question. Yeah. Jump from maybe just grab and jump to verse 2. Right? So now just a reminder. Verse 2.
Chapter 2.
Yeah, chapter 2. So chapter 2 and yeah, chapter 2 and 1. Start on it.
I.S.U.P.K chapter 2 and verse 1. I will stand upon.
But that's right, Williams. That is exactly who he is. That is exactly who he is. And that will free you. See, plenty brothers get free from just saying that. Just saying that. The mind, the whole mindset, open. Get recognize something. Okay, go ahead.
I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
Right. So now, this is what he will do. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon the tables, that he may run that readeth it.
So he telling I.S.U.P.K, see this vision? Say, write it. This is what the Lord say, an answer that he said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables. What we have in here, this plain, plain. And wait say again, Bible question, go ahead.
Verse 3.
And
that he may run that readeth it.
So like this I tell like black people, they used to be talking. I would say the other nation ever read that. They would say that they would say what? You run. We run. When you read it, you run it. Eh? It's like wait. We'll go with this. Because it's right, it's true, it's plain. We know who we is. We have identity. We belong to our people, we belong to our nation. We have our family. We have our family line, we have our bloodline, our history. It's rich. So you know what? This time, you run with that. Go ahead.
Verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
Right.
But at the end it shall speak.
Right.
And not lie.
Right.
Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
So now we there. Do everything going how it going. It coming for sure. But when it comes, what happens is it will not what? It will delay. Look up the word tarry. Let me give you the definition of tarry. What is the meaning of tarry? So that give you the definition of tarry. Again, blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. This is a reminder. And this is why, again, could your preacher man or your pastor identify with it? Only in the I.S.U.P.K on the commandment, you will identify that. Only here. Outside of this, as we say, this is why we always say and reminder to our brothers and sisters, this is the spark. Some in their mind, and we say that fire, that is a spark. Okay. Go ahead, conclusion.
Tarry, to delay or be tardy in acting or doing, to linger in expectation, to abide or stay in or at a place.
So now we tell you go tarry, and then come and tell you what? This will not happen for sure. It will not happen for sure. But what happen? It will linger. It ain't go stay. When this happen, it ain't go stay. But before that time, it linger for a little bit. When it come, it ain't go linger. It ain't go linger. Go ahead, verse 4, Bakusha, in I.S.U.P.K.
I.S.U.P.K. chapter 2 and verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
Right. So now we tell you that about your pride. But the just, that's why again this was so heavy. When I think was you see that how he I think I'm not saying it, okay, yes, I'm not again. So that the part. Check, see if you can find this the scripture where it says that way, even though you never seen about. can never see Christ, but you believe now. I wanted this bring it out straight. See, right division, make it clean. They make it clean. Yeah? Yeah. Full of evidence. Yeah, nice. John 20 and 29. You're close to that. You're close to that.
John chapter 20 and verse 29. Christ said unto him, Thomas, it's on.
Let me gather that. See, let me gather that morning. Amen. Start from 26. Then walk it on that road.
John chapter 20 and verse 26.
Right.
And after 8 days, again his disciples were with him, and Thomas with them.
Right.
Then came Christ, the door being shut, and stood in the midst, and said, Peace be unto you.
So now we come and we have to stand up and say Shalom. So we stand right and say Shalom. You know that voice drop. Shalom. Go ahead.
Verse 27. Then said he to Thomas, Reach hinder thy finger, and behold my hand, and reach and hinder thy hand, and trust it unto my side, and be not faithless, but believing.
Right. So now we telling Thomas this. Go ahead.
Verse 28. And Thomas answered and said unto him, My Lord and my power. Verse 29. Christ said unto him, Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed. Blessed are they that have not seen and yet have believed.
Right. So now it's show you now. Now everything that we're reading out of our record, out of our history, we won't witness on tape. But you know what? Because it's our history, and we see the same pattern and the same, as you say, everything that is happening right now, it have like a replay back things. And we see it through the records. And the only so we can see this again is through the I.S.U.P.K on the command. So now, our history, our record, this is ours. These records, it belong to us. And we continue to bring this reminder to brothers and sisters. And then we black people, Latino, Hispanic, say, these by names that were given unto us, blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. This is our record, this is our history, these brothers. And in order to understand, But to know your brother, you must obey him. This is how you recognize him, this is how you understand it, this is how you understand that we share the same, as we say, the same oppression that has been upon us at present. This is how we know that. This is how we know that. And this is why I say, brothers, come to class, truly not live. Ask a questions. Because as I said, these are scripture in the class. Always ask a question. In hand, all the questions will be answered. If you answer today, it surely will get answered. Sure. As the scripture says, we will prove all things. Write it. Write out of the soul. Write out all of our records. Prove it. Right? So again, as a reminder, truly tonight, the Command General Blackwatch, as you see, will be start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, join the heavy hitters, tonight, Command General Blackwatch. Right? So again, this is I.S.U.P.K Trinidad Tobago. Again, we have a active school. Any brothers or sisters who want to contact, they will go up on the web page. The number to contact is 479-8286. Again, that the WhatsApp number. You can contact the WhatsApp number as well on the web page. We have a school here in Morris Street, Point 14. Again, make contact. If you're Trinidad and Tobago, if you're visiting Trinidad and Tobago, come through. Right? Again, I'm Mr. Sawapyala, Wagi Trinidad, continuing, and to bring that reminders to brothers and sisters that most I God that provide that place or that safe haven where brothers and sisters can come and learn and to know their history and trend. That you are now pass the class, priest and officer SHALAM. Right?
Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 125th Street Hall, New York, under Commanding General Yohanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be secluded only. They are here to share themselves of the word. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a peculiar person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to another brother or sister. There is another 6 months when the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means 10 in Hebrew as comes at Mishra. 10% of every penny and increase the Lord gives you to the Treasury Department or teacher, priest fund. Period offering for priests, non-mandatory. Whatever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. That will be the memorial blowing of trumpets. That will be the first day of the 7th month, Wednesday, the 22nd of October 2024. You can find this in Leviticus. First fruits will be ending on Monday, June 17th, verse 24. You can find this in Leviticus chapter 23 and 10 and verse 22.
So now you see right now the Feast of First Fruits, right? So right, that includes the end of the Feast of First Fruits, right? Okay.
Reminder of films that are projected to check on social media such as I.S.U.P.K, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and material. If your brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, or scarf. That is said, man. So, for the right and face peace, would have said, Lord, pray in Hebrew. When say Lord pray in Hebrew, Abanawa, Shabashamaya, Wadash, Aya, Shabka, Yahowa, Alabaka, Ratazaka, Aya, Aisha, Arataza, Awa, Aya, Ashamaya, Latan, the war, the come, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Noah, Abawaki Noah, Asalaki Noah. Waki Noah, Wala, Tabia Noah, Asa Bol, Oshay Noah, Mayan, Rai, Kayak, Laka, Amalakwa, Wala, Watapara, Ilumium, Aman. Ye is your father, to never, Yahweh, King of God, that will be done. As it never, because it's dead, in bread. So that's, forgive our debtors. And let us not, temptation, deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. So, let's get a teacher 191 salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Hashem Shai Rakatah. Yahweh Hashem Rakatah. Yahweh. Let's get sisters on 91 salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Hashem Shai. Yahweh. Glasses.